welcome on back to some more When Login Issues Strike, or rather, Wizard Living is Supreme. I mean, because I named this playlist the WLIS, and that's how I kind of was tagging my videos for a bit, because this is my offline world. It's not connected to the realm, but I don't know. This this edition of Minecraft still thinks that I'm on a PS4. Oh, and I just lost internet connection, but that's fine because I'm doing all this offline. And I love how PlayStation does it. Like the messages are for my eyes only; they don't show on the recordings. And so, like whenever I have like friends pop up or send me a message or something, um, it's just like you can't see it. So, which is good. I mean, I'm glad they thought of that. Uh, but anyways, so and not to be confused with, I know that like the KKK, which is a racist organization in America's dark history, or the darker part of America's history, which was mostly anti-black, but it was mostly or it was also anti any non-white male even, I'd want to say. Like I feel like they're still prejudiced to women, or at least being of the mindset that women should follow their husband should decide the fate. Like the overly like Christian radical, I'd say, type views. Um, and even by that, I mean religion is kind of like not cyclical, but it's understandable. The older the follower, the more quote unquote traditional or archaic or outdated, possibly, their beliefs. Because as times change, there's that inertia to keep going the way that things have been going. So, and like we looked up recently, it was the 1920s that women got the right to vote. So, 1776, our country gained its independence from England. Like almost 150 years later, yeah, about 144 or whatever. You know, half of the lifespan of this country, women have only been able to vote for half of the lifespan of this country. Now, it would be interesting to see how that stacks up with other countries. Like, what year, if any, did their women get the right to vote? Or did the women that live in that country get the right to vote? So, also, I was thinking more about this structure. So, we've got the initial place, and I might have a water elevator, but I don't know. I also keep thinking that I'm going to make a bunch of like tombs or altars or memorials or what have you. So either way, we need a lot more resources, and these are starting to oxidize, as you can see, very slowly. Doesn't look like there's any difference between how fast they oxidize. Oh, and I got a bed finally. So now if I die, so which could happen walking off the edge of that. But anyways, I did that. I put these up here to see if they'd oxidize any faster, and it doesn't look like it. So, ooh, and I have my garden going. Got quite a bit of stuff going on here. But no, I mean wizard in the sense that, you know, adding a bunch of titles, like thinking about Dumbledore. Uh, yeah, because my kids are reading the Harry Potter books now and like getting into that and just kind of studying the ideas and lore of that. And Dumbledore has all these like titles and stuff, and I've also noticed that in like the professional world, like people like to add on titles, especially like in the therapy, psychiatrist, psychologist realms. They have a lot of different acronyms that, well, and same with the medical in general, mental and physical. Like, there's a lot of like RN, PhD, DD, da da da, and like MD, and yeah, all these different descriptors. Not to like downplay them or anything. I mean, computer science, you've got junior, senior, and like basically your job title is more. I mean, we still have certifications, so like I could be like CompTIA A plus certified. I did do the practice test several times, and I was going to be certified in that for one of the IT roles that I did, but ended up not working out before I got my actual cert, so that's fine. I have passed the practice test for the, is it the CISA? It's not the, yeah, I think it's the CISA, not the Security Plus, but, um, and then had I not found a good job when I did, I probably would have invested the money to get certified there. But I did find a good job, thankfully, and I'm still might get certified, but it's not as pressing. Like right now, I'm working on a lot of my Salesforce knowledge because that's good anywhere, but really because I see myself at my current company in the long run, which is why I'm so careful not to talk about it too much in these, because we might come up with some pretty offensive topics. I mean, in the name of global cybersecurity and therefore by extension global security, we kind of need to get to the nitty gritty of some things. So, also, I almost cooked all of these into dye before I realized, wait, I need to grow some, and I was thinking about making an automated one like we have that we started back at the other place. Let's see. I'm nervous. Yep, there it is. Sorry, I hate doing this ocelot, but you gotta get away. And I know as soon as I open that up, there's a chance you'll pop down there. I can't have you killing my chickens, so I need their feathers. Also go ahead and heal up stuff. And I'm gonna need the eggs, the huevos. Okay, keep them safe. Let me break that a little bit. I don't know, it's still gonna come right back down, but whatever. Um, yeah, well, another thing we need to do is get some villagers in here. We need to build some houses for them. Um, Still want to work on the temple things, but it's just so sad and depressing. Like, if it was me, and if I was off in an afterlife, I mean, assuming it's not just a big black darkness that we just like don't think, or there is no afterlife, which it's kind of scary for some impending doom types, but also there could be the heavenly heavens where angels and whatnot, or it could be hell where you're poked at with pitchforks and angry devil people, and because you made poor choices. Not to downplay making poor choices, you should still, but I mean, use the first-hand experience of, hey, you have accountability in this lifetime, act accordingly. Which is the whole idea behind an ever watchful God and Jesus watching you, like judging you, being like, I don't know about that. So that's why I forget what movie it was. It was some like about like Egyptian gods or something, but I want to say it was a superhero movie too. At the same time, they were like fighting Egyptian gods or something. But anyways, part of it is they went to the underworld and there was like these scales, and they got judged on their lifetime of like just on their scales. They had like the good and the bad weight of all their life decisions, all their actions, you know, everything that was in their control, and then it ultimately decided, you know, your fate for the afterlife. So, what should we do? So we're just starting out. I'm not talking about too much profound. Maybe we could. Well, we should get rid of some of this stuff. Let's see. Unload. Do need a lot of bone meal for what I'm trying to accomplish. Um, let's get rid of some of the stuff. I don't think you can change that into bone meal. Let's actually try it. If you can. Well, it's staying in there. It's like clogging it. Yeah, it doesn't get processed. So, anyway, we need villagers. We need that. We could talk about the suggested media and the significance of it, but I don't want to do too many spoilers. Like, thinking back to Monty Python things, they are hilarious. The Life of Brian, and now for something completely different, the meaning of life. The meaning of life was not as great. I mean, it was something. It was more of a spectacle, but potentially more offensive. It had some more risque parts. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's just a classic, and like everybody should see. Is it just? I mean, it casually throws in like common sense things or things that you'd think would be common sense in society. Ooh, let's also go do some whoops, some archaeology. So let's leave some of this glass. Just leave a bunch of this flotsam. We'll keep the water buckets. Alright. On a boat. We're gonna go kidnap a villager. And do some archaeology. That sounds good. And we'll talk about some media. I mean, Fight Club's really important to watch too. It's a little more of the darker what if and like why society does need to change to a point. Like, thankfully, for the most part, people don't go to the extremes of Fight Club. I mean, we would call those hacktivists if they were using technology to get their messages across. But um, yeah. So, and even just like the magnitude and the speed of like how technology is changing and shaping the world. Like I'm doing some Salesforce artificial intelligence classes now because they got trailheads, and I was thinking about doing like a whole new starting account and not really streaming it because like streaming's all fine and good. I just don't think, and I say that, and someone's started following me on the Twitch, even though I haven't streamed Twitch for well over a year. Once I made affiliate and I saw how hard it would be to make money, like just on advertising revenue, you have to have a lot of viewers, and then like they have to watch for a long time, watch the ads, and then you get paid like pennies on the dollar for how many people see your ads. And if you don't keep making money, it starts to go down, and then it's like stressful. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna even hit a payout, and so now I gotta stream more and more. And yeah, it was kind of, I like the YouTube streaming. Like eventually, there's gonna come a time where they're gonna be like, no, you've hit your limit. You got way too many of these videos up here. Like you're not making any money. But I am getting some views, so I don't know. I don't think they're nearly enough to like justify all the tons of gigabytes, if not terabytes now. Because each one of these videos is about 4 to 5 gigabytes, little half-hour segments. I know we have at least like 10 to 20 in this playlist. Yeah. Off we go. Alright. But eventually there's going to be a summary because of all this. There's going to be a nice Charlie Day wall. That'd be really cool if Charlie Day actually, like, I mean, there's probably some copyright stuff. Like, I'll get hit. I mean, if I actually make money off of it, but I don't intend to ever charge for it. Like, if I make a service like that, that's pretty bold to think that I would even, but it needs to be done. Like, and the applications for it, for every law being voted on, it's like you could just add helpful links, summaries, um, and it needs to kind of fall along the same lines of um, like the community notes. Like community notes is a good attempt. It's not perfect, but it is a good attempt at trying to make it all inclusive for everything that's posted. And readers can add additional context by adding an article or a link to an article, and then other community notes members get to vote on it and be like, yes, this is helpful, or no, this isn't helpful, and here's why, for either decision. And it's just really cool. Like, and but it's not quite there yet too, because it's still like being abused, and I don't know. What we need are clarity in the issues, clarity, like non-emotionally charged facts and analysis of all these issues and the laws and what's going on, because everything's been too sensational, or too many things have become too sensationalized to be valid, like, or to actually make much sense when you really get down to it. But and we're all guilty of it, being swept up in the moment, like emotions fly. um like I was just seeing on the X app how they're broadcasting the name of that one person that got killed by an immigrant. And then I just saw one of the people from my own camp, the Democratic side of things, say, 58 people get murdered every day. So you're saying 57 people of the day don't matter. It just made a good point. It's like, what about the other people? Like, where's your outrage with this? Like, why, crime being so high? We've got one person killed by an immigrant, and it is kind of silly. Like, I mean, for the massive crime wave that they're talking about, and who knows? Like, I'd really like to get to the bottom of, like, what if would that person possibly have been paid to make immigrants look bad? Like, or for either side too. Like I mean, not like there's only two sides of that, like of reasons why they would be coming here, but also I swear there was a desert temple. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll go check the other sandy area, but huh, that's kind of surprising. Like I thought I really thought I had seen a desert temple over here. Oh, let's go kidnap a villager from the other sandy area, and maybe we'll see it over there. Yeah, I definitely don't see anything dust over there. Try to jump into the boat as you throw it. All right. So I don't know, and I mean, XApp is still also falling short because you can't really say what you need to say in that short amount. Like you gotta like trim it down as much as you can to be able to communicate your point or discuss your side or your view of things. But then also like be able to address all the things they say, and it's interesting to see different people's styles of how they communicate on there. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and take all the cacti. Okay. And that's the original island. But we have to go. Wait, isn't it? Yeah. We have to go to the far other side, and we can go ahead and. Oh, I don't have the other map. Okay, well. We're gonna be flying blind a little bit here. That's okay, we can take the water all the way around too. We just gotta go to the other side of this island, grab a villager, and come back this way. Maybe a couple beds too, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I was hunting sheep to get that bed for myself. I don't really have a sheep farm over at the new place. So. Anyways, back to the suggested reading, the suggested TV, the suggested movies. Like, all of those are important for just being able to conceptualize other ideas or possibilities or scenarios. I mean, I feel like religious radicalism, where people get to the danger point of blind faith, because we don't really have any official proof. And I keep saying that, like, that was one of the important takeaways from the Putin interview with Tucker. I mean, however you feel about either person, of course. Oh, that's right. We gotta go. Wait. Gotta make sure not to get distracted. Hoping this goes all the way through. This is the other place where I think might have had the desert temple, and I might have been thinking of. We gotta stay focused. Go get the villager. Then maybe we can go explore down there. But anyways, like Rick and Morty, just constantly like international or interdimensional cable. Those two episodes, there's two of them, at least. I think there's even a third one now. I haven't even seen any of the newest season, or even like maybe the two newest seasons. I don't know. I need to catch up, but they're very profound, just like Simpsons and South Park before them. Like just to be able to create these, well, creative scenarios. And talking about like God complex. Futurama has one of those where Bender becomes a god and gets to experience what that's like. Lisa ends up doing that. She loses a tooth, and then like there's sorry, I'm scratching something. But at the same time, like that also makes me kind of understand a little more secure way of thinking. Like if there is a God, I like the more dogma approach. In fact, we don't have any of those books, do we? Let's grab a book while we're here. We're gonna get a villager and maybe go to sleep. Because all the villagers are gonna be asleep, except for the ones that don't have jobs, can be up and about. They're in blue suits in this one. I think they're green. Oh, look, see, they're awake, but only for a little bit. Off they go. At least the productive ones will. We don't want no unproductive one. Oh, wait, wait, wait. There we go. Okay. Well, actually, we need a couple beds, a book. See, there's a lot of beds up here. Take some that, yeah, I think they might be being used. Okay. Well, very nice. We need a book. Well, we'd really need a book, quill, feather, everything. Do you have an ink sac? We do have chickens. Alright, never mind. This is actually pretty easy. Just need a feather. Thank you. Okay. The reason I want to say that is like, so we have something for the movie list. Movies. Dogma. Because that breaks the mold. I don't want to do spoilers, but as far as like the concept of what God is really good. Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob, all of like the Clerks too. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Bob Strike Back. Let's see. That's good for now. But just because, yeah, George Carlin's in that one with Dogma. Let's see. All right, we got a villager. Off we go. We'll do this a couple of times. Ah, look at that sunset. Wait, that's sunrise. I'll say because, yeah, it's rising. You can see it go. Like I was working on this at one time, and I saw this like beautiful sunrise that where the sun had like just those trees, not the mountains in the background, but it just had enough of that. I'll see if I can catch that sometime. But I really need to start making more shorts. Those are pretty fun. But then I feel like I'm luring in the wrong type of people for the types of videos these are. So then I kind of don't. Like there's some really cool and cute things about Minecraft, and yeah, they're all appealing. And then it's like dropping a bunch of knowledge of religion and politics and everything that's icky to talk about and makes people uncomfortable. Downright starts fights in the U.S. of just how angry and charged people are one way or the other. So it's really interesting to see with the Israel-Gaza issue and the Ukraine, both wars or struggles, whatever you want to classify them as. They're problems. Yeah. Huh. um, there's a lot of people on both sides of either of those arguments, like funding for Israel, funding for Ukraine, no more funding, no more spending, but we need to spend this, and like Republicans and Democrats on both sides. It's just interesting. Actually, we could just go ahead and keep going down this way. Keep an eye out for it. Watch, there's no desert temples anywhere. I was just mistaken. Actually, you need to go around the tip of this because there's not a way to cut through. If you're looking at the map, I do need to go up and over, but then I can take the river through most of it. Get close. Oh, I just realized this is going to be hard either way. I might have to just like leave them and get a boat. Also, there's a village right there. I could have just gone there for the villager. That's okay. Alright. we're gonna establish a village and talk about good TV. And then like, I don't know, comedians. One of my more Christian friends was telling me that comedians tell the truth and all this and then, but then he was against Rick and Morty, and that was just kind of the thing. And like, and they even had an episode which was more kind of like incest and like underage stuff, and that's just where I like draw a line. Like, I don't know, that's a prickly part that a part of human society that I'm not real too fond of. So, huh. Although, and even for that, like legalizing certain adult work could put a stop to a lot of that, which gives a lot of, at least the Catholic Church, a bad name. So, underage inappropriateness. That's as far as we need to go with that. But this is a pretty neat place. All right, let's see how far we can get, and then we do have buckets of water, and a couple of archaeological things for no real reason, apparently. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. So yeah, we can try to like, go as far as we. I mean, huh? Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, let's go on down the river. Kind of like the Amazon. I don't know. Euro trip's another good one. Let's go and write that down. Euro trip. Let's see. Super Troopers. It's a great one. And important too to kind of show some humanity for state patrol. I mean, it is satire, but like they are people too, law enforcement and all that. And if you really follow in most of the laws, like they're not that bad. But as we continue to legalize cannabis and kind of shy away from alcohol as much, hopefully, then a lot of their issues are going to be less. And then, oh look, there's our. Oh, that's awesome. We need to make that much taller. But it's cool that we can see it from this far out. And that's where it ends, though. Kinda. Okay. Let's see, does that stay pretty, see, that's pretty flat. Alright, let's continue it on. Nice. Doing pretty good so far. Okay. I think there's still some. Yep. Is that it? Nice. We're on a roll. Alright. So now, I don't know how to get in there. Might have to just make the village like on this side because we're getting close to the island. Maybe even meet them part way. Because they still need to be close enough to be able to process their jobs. Like, if we're using them to trade for farm stuff, yeah, but getting them up here, it's going to be tough. Nope. Alright. Well, yeah, I'll figure out what to do and come back. But yeah, definitely, I'm going to start a Google Doc and make my Charlie Day wall stuff and then add those links into like the description of these videos. And that way you can at least see like an overall summary of all the stuff with links, basically like a jumping off point, like a starting point, and then links to the code pen, links to the Charlie Day stuff, all that stuff, right? All right. So ta-ta for now. I will see you all in the next one.